Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Coffee here, and today we're back with a little mini whip and chat. I'm not feeling the best today, so I don't want to do a super long whip and chat, which is why you can tell I got a lot of my Diamond Art Club 2024 calendar for February done already. I'm just having like a rough mental health couple of days. Don't worry, I'll knock out of it soon. I try to keep in mind that it's just a period of time that I feel like this before I feel back to normal. So I'll be all right. It's just going to take me some time to get there. But until then, it's just rough. So how was you guys this weekend? I hope your weekend was well. We had an interesting weekend here at the coffee house, to say the least. So let's talk about it. First things first, you're going to want to check the comments section of the last video, as I did announce the winner. All right, guys, it's time to pick the winner of the mystery box. Do keep in mind the mystery box is a complete mystery to us all, as you don't know what's in the box, and neither do I know what I'm going to put in the box. But what's going to happen is I'm going to pick a winner, then I will comment on your comment, and you have to comment back, or you have to reply back to me in the way that I say that you have to comment back. And then once I get a confirmation and everything from you, we will post the winner online, just to prevent trolls or anything from trying to claim the prize. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this video link here, because this is the video that you had to watch, and comment what canvas you were working on. So it was the mental health and organizational video. We're going to get rid of this ad. We're going to paste that link in here. And we're filtering out duplicate users and adding comment replies as well. We're going to solve this math problem, because apparently you have to solve a math problem. It's going to tell us that we have 169 unique comments. So again, all you have to do is pay for shipping if you would like it. If not, we will move on to the next person. But good luck. Let's see who our winner is. A Broken Kind of Beautiful. I'm really new, so I'm just doing a 20 by 20 sunflower budget kit. It's my third canvas, and I'm learning so much. Well, congratulations, A Broken Kind of Beautiful. But I haven't announced it publicly yet, not until the winner contacts me first. Once they contact me, I will go ahead and announce it publicly. That's just for security purposes. So the winner has been announced. So congratulations to the winner. But yeah. One, I'm not going to talk about Friday. Friday was something else. But we had a pretty good weekend here at the coffee house. I had a surprise for you guys, especially for those fans of my OC, Roxy. Roxy the Fox is my OC, which if you don't know what an OC is, it means original character. So if you got one of my diamond paintings from Diamond Art Club with the cute little fox on it, that's Roxy. So I have a little surprise for you guys coming up tomorrow. So be looking out for tomorrow's video for Roxy. Don't worry, it's not a diamond painting. It's not a craft supply. So when I talk to certain companies outside of the craft world, if it's something practical that you guys could actually use, I will say yes to certain things that I normally wouldn't say yes to. So when this company contacted me, I was like, sure, I will. So I went ahead and set up some stuff with them. And again, you guys will find out that surprise tomorrow. But for right now, everything's going well at the coffee house. We had an incident with Maggie this weekend. Well, it wasn't really an incident. We'll talk about it. First things first, let's talk about Puberty Kid, because Puberty Kid is getting on my last nerve. Why do they randomly get attitude all of a sudden? Like, these hormones must be like out of control. I was sitting there talking to Orion, and I was telling him that I need him to clean up his bedroom, because he just got a new bed, because he outgrew his bed, literally outgrew this bed. And so we had to go buy him a bed, which is making it hard to save money when you have somebody that's going through puberty in your house. Because the way I just had to go buy a whole bed for this kid, I'm like, sir, you do realize that we have to take trips, and your sister needs mouth surgery, and you out here growing like a weed. And I feel like every time he goes to sleep and wakes up, he gets like a foot taller. And I'm like, sir, I'm gonna need you to stop going to sleep. Also, smoke cigarettes and drink coffee, okay? I do not condone children smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. It's just a joke. I have to preface that because I know somebody out there is going to take that the wrong way. Anyways, so yes, I know it's sad that we live in a world that I have to give that disclaimer, but I'm just saying. Anyways, so we did get Orion's new bedroom set in. We got it set up yesterday. The problem is his room, the way it's set up now, the bed doesn't allow for the door to open all the way, which is fine. It opens up halfway, which is just enough for him to get in there, and, you know, that's all he really needs. So he got his new bed yesterday, but before he got his new bed, I let him know, hey, by the way, I'm gonna need you to clean out your desk, because he got one of my L-shaped desks from my office. He got it for his bedroom so that he could have a second monitor. And because he already had the second monitor, he's had it for a while. We just never hooked it up because he didn't have the space, and we were waiting until, you know, whenever to give it to him. So finally we decided that since he was getting a new bed, we'll give him one of my desks because I got a new desk. I no longer use my drafting table. It's now used for my printer, to hold on to. So, I don't have that table anymore, but, I told him to go clean up his room. And then when his dad got home, that we would set up his new bed. Now take it, that afternoon, I'm waiting for the UPS guy to get here, and out of nowhere, I am like outside walking the dogs, and I see the UPS guy. So I go shuffling my tail, thinking I'm going to try to beat him to the house so I can help him with the mattress, because mattresses, of course, are heavy. If y'all remember the story from last time, I had to lug a mattress somewhere, and I almost killed myself. Yeah, mattresses are heavy. So I was like, oh, well, you know, and it's a memory foam mattress, so I'm like, it's going to be heavy. So I tried to shuffle to meet the UPS guy at the door. Well, things did not turn out that way. The UPS man ended up helping scoop me off the concrete because the way I fell and busted my butt, don't worry, I'm fine. The way I busted my butt, like right in front of him, right as he started parking his truck. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was just trying to, you know, get to the house so that I could help you with the mattress. He's like, oh, you don't have to worry about that. I can get the mattress. And I was like, yeah, but I know they're kind of heavy and stuff like that. And he goes, well, how do you think it got onto the truck? And I was like, oh, you right. I was just trying to be nice, okay? So we did get the mattress. I got it in the house, and it wasn't as heavy as I thought it was, because it's like half the size of mine. So my mattress is like a 14-inch, and Orion's is like a 6-inch. So it's not super big at all. And so it wasn't super heavy. And he says it's really, really comfortable, which has to be better than that box spring mattress or that spring mattress that he was laying on. So he got his new bed and stuff. And so I told him, you know, go ahead and clean up your room. And when your dad gets home, we'll set it up. Well, I start making dinner. Mr. Coffee comes in, and he's like, what are our plans for tonight? Because I have D&D. And I was like, well, I would like for you to help me get Orion's bed together. And he's like, okay. So we go upstairs, and I thought I turned off dinner. I thought I did. I thought I turned off dinner. Go upstairs, and I keep trying to tell Mr. Coffee, I'm like, something smells like it's burning. And he's like, well, did you turn stuff off downstairs? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I did. And I told Orion, I'm like, hey, could you go downstairs? Because at this point, by this, well, okay, let me backtrack a little bit, because I'm kind of like all over the place. So I told Mr. Coffee, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. And we go upstairs, and we go into Orion's room. Now, his room is blacked out because we block off the windows in the winter because the windows have a little bit of a bad ceiling to them. So sometimes you can catch a little bit of a breeze through the window. And it's not like super hard or anything, but it makes it a little bit chilly in the room. That's not the right color. And so I was like, oh, well, Orion's supposed to be cleaning up his room, so we can probably get started on putting his bed together. So we go upstairs, we open Orion's door. Orion's nowhere to be found. He's not sitting in his chair. He's not in his bathroom like he normally is, because for some reason, teenage boys like to sit in the bathroom forever. And for a minute there, I was like, wait, where the hell is Orion? Well, I gotta go walk towards his computer desk, and I trip and fall. Here, Orion done set himself up under the bed. He was cleaning out the stuff under his bed. Put his cell phone up. He propped it up on one of the legs of the bed and passed out. Now, it's dark in his room, so I didn't see his legs sticking out from underneath the bed. And I was like, dude, what the hell? And he's like, you got pizza? Wait, what? The way he said it, y'all, I swear for God. I swear for God I'm going to get some at-home drug tests. I swear. Because the way he said it, he comes out from underneath the bed, and you can tell he was asleep. He's giving me that weird look again that makes me very uncomfortable. And he's like, you got pizza? Do I got pizza? Now, Orion's favorite thing is pizza, okay? He's a goddamn Ninja Turtle, okay? He loves pizza. And so his first thing is, you got pizza. Now, take it. He had eaten 4 slices of pizza before going upstairs. Like, there was leftover pizza from a day or so ago. And he decided he was going to have that for lunch today to finish it off. And so when he woke up, his first thought was, you got pizza? No, dude. Were you sleeping? Yeah, I was tired. Okay. So he tries to get up, but he's super unsteady on his feet. So I was like, no, sit there for a minute, get yourself awake, get your bearings. And he's like, I don't have any pizza. And I was like, no, what do you mean you don't have any pizza? I didn't tell you, I didn't say anything about pizza. He goes, okay. And I was like, okay. So Mr. Coffee looks at me, and I just shrug my shoulders. I'm like, dude, I just work here, okay? I don't know what these kids be doing. Why are they like this? I don't know, okay? So we get the light turned on, and we see that he has done nothing besides prop his phone up under his bed, get under his bed, and pass out. And I was like, this reminds me of when Orion was little, and he literally fell asleep in the middle of the road. He was playing 1 minute, and he got tired, I guess, and he just laid down in the middle of the road. Luckily, we lived in a apartment complex, and it was, like, later in the afternoon, so, like, pretty much nobody was home yet from work, and there wasn't a lot of traffic or anything, and I was sitting outside, and he just happened to slip past me to go up to the road to get one of the toys that one of the other kids had thrown up there, and I guess that short trip up the road made him tired, because the way this poor kid just laid down in the road and tried to go to sleep. And I saw him right as he started laying down. And I was like, oh, no. Let's not do that. I'm like, I think we're going inside because I think he's tired. So I kind of just chuckled at it. And I was like, all right, Orion, let's get you up on the bed. Get him up on the bed. Make sure he's waking up. He lays back down. And I'm like, no, sir, wake up. Why are you so tired? What are they doing to you at that school? And he's like, I'm just so tired. And I'm like, okay. And so we get him up, and then we get him to help us start cleaning up his room. And we get it cleaned up to the point where Mr. Coffee is able to go in and essentially get his bed taken apart, the old bed taken apart, get the new bed, and put the new bed together. And we were helping him with the new bed. And then I was like, okay, Orion, could you go downstairs and put 2 bags of vegetables in the microwave? I like to use those steam fresh meals. And so I was like, could you go put them in the microwave? And he goes, okay. So he goes downstairs, he puts the vegetables in the microwave, turns them on to get them ready to cook. Now, I don't know how he missed it, but apparently when I went to go upstairs to his room, I accidentally left the stove on. Now, I don't typically do that. Like, that's probably the first time in my entire adult life that I've ever done it. It only takes one time to catch fire. So, like, that makes me really, like, sit back and think that I need to start paying better attention when I'm doing things. And like I said, I've mentally been out of it this week. So, like, it's on par for how I've been feeling. And so he comes back upstairs. He goes, okay, I made the vegetables. And I made shepherd's pie yesterday. So, like, let me move y'all so y'all can see what I'm doing. I made shepherd's pie yesterday, so I had started the ground beef, got it brown, and I like to add gravy to mine, so I add like 2 or 3 packets of gravy, and then, so it's the gravy, or it's the ground beef with the gravy mixed in, and then I mix in mixed vegetables, like steamed mixed vegetables, and I don't steam them the whole way, I only steam them halfway, and then I kind of mix them in with the gravy and the ground beef, and then I layer that in a pan. I put sharp cheddar cheese hunks in it, and then I kind of sprinkle in shredded cheese of like, I think it's like mild cheddar cheese. And then I put a layer of mashed potatoes on top with a little bit of cheese on top of that. It is so good. And so it's kind of like hobo meal, but like my version of hobo meal, I guess. Hobo meal is that meal that Mr. Coffee likes to make. Anyways, so he puts the vegetables on for me, and I was like, okay, so that was like one of the last things I had to do to finish up dinner. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. Mr. Coffee gets to a point with the bed that he can pretty much do it by himself. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go back downstairs to cook. And he goes, well, help real quick. Let me and Orion get this desk out of here. And could you move the new desk over? And I was like, yeah. Well, I was finishing screwing in one of the bolts to the bed when him and Orion went to go grab the desk. And right as he went to go grab it, one of the legs on the desk fell off and hit me in the head. And I was like, oh my God. oh, Jesus. And he's like, wait, what happened? I'm like, the leg fell off the desk. And he's like, wow, this desk was really ready to go. Don't worry, I'm okay. And he's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I just said I'm okay. So I got up and went to the kitchen. And then I saw the aisle on the stove turn red. And I was like, wait, what? So I run over and I go to turn it off. And I'm like, that's what we were smelling, because we kept saying that it smelled like something was hot. And so immediately when that happens, we go into Maggie's room, because it's got to be Maggie. Lord. So I was like, okay, what is this hot thing I'm smelling? Well, it was the stove. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense, because it just wouldn't smell like, it smelled like something was actually burning. So I was like, well, what the hell? So I go over, turn the stove off, go to grab the handle and the pan that I was cooking the ground beef in. I hadn't mixed in any gravy or anything just yet. But I grabbed the handle to the spoon and burned the crap out of my hand, because apparently what was happening was, because the spoon was hanging over the side of the pan, right over the top of that aisle, the heat from the aisle was burning the handle of my wooden spoon. So that's the burning smelling we were smelling. And I was like, oh dear God. And Mr. Coffee's like, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? And I'm like, I don't feel okay. I feel like I'm having one of those manic episodes again. And he's like, why don't you go sit down and I'll finish this? And I was like, no, I got it. I just need to pay better attention. I'm fine. And when I get into one of those episodes with my mental health, I try to hyper focus on things. Well, every time I would try to, like, one of the kids would need something. So I was getting more and more irritated. And then finally, like, I made dinner, got everybody fed, and then I went and sat in my craft room here for a little bit, because sometimes I just need to take a time out. And after I was done with the timeout, I went and checked to make sure, like, Orion's room was put together properly, like he had wanted. And he had everything together properly. It's just that the door was just like an inch or two shy of being able to open all the way. Which, again, he doesn't need it opened all the way anyway, so he's fine. So we just have to buy a cord for one of his screens so that he can hook it up to his computer. And he's all ready to go. He just has to clean up the mess that he had from, like, his desk and everything. And then there's little Maggie Pie. Little Maggie Pie lost another tooth this weekend. If she loses one more tooth, like one more of her baby teeth, which is the teeth that the dentist wanted to put her under and pull, if she can lose one more of those, that'll save us about $2,000 in her surgery, or her oral procedures, I should say. Because if she can lose that last baby tooth that is causing issues, they won't have to do the surgery, because all the teeth have essentially fallen out. So that's what we're kind of hoping for. And since we now have a definitive date of when this is all starting, we're hoping that before the 20th of February, that the tooth will be loose and we can be able to get it out. Because then this weekend, or last Thursday, she told Mr. Coffee that she had a wiggly tooth. By Friday, this thing is hanging on by a thread. It's hanging on for dear life. And Mr. Coffee's like, Maggie, would you like mommy or daddy to pull it? Because mommy doesn't do teeth. I'll do anything else. Okay, I'm not doing teeth. And so she was like, no, I don't want mommy to pull, or I don't want daddy to pull it. I'm not brave enough yet. She has to muster up the courage, I guess. And so he let her, mosey around. The problem is she had gotten to that point again where she stopped eating. And so because of her teeth, I've started supplementing her on Pediasure, which is like, essentially it's not like Slim Fast or anything like that. It's one of those nutritional meals, in liquid form. Because I don't want her to get any smaller. She's already small enough, okay? She has her father's metabolism. She's small enough, and she's probably one of the more active people in the house. So, yeah. I didn't want her to lose too much weight, so I started giving her those, because she'll drink those no problem. She just won't eat anything because it bothers her teeth. So I got her some of those, and she walked around Friday talking about how much her tooth hurts, and I'm like, just let daddy pull it. And she's like, no, I'm not ready. And you gotta have to let kids be ready for that sort of thing, because that can be traumatizing if they're not, and you're just going up to them ripping their teeth out of their face. So we kind of let her tell us when she was ready. And I laughed because I was talking to my dad, and he's like, new parenting. New parenting. Oh, I'm sorry I don't beat the crap out of my kid when they don't do what I want them to do the moment I want them to do it, because I don't know about anybody else. But if my parents would have told me to sit still and I told them no, I wasn't ready, they would have beat crap out of me. Sorry, I don't want to beat the crap out of my kid, Pawpaw. So, and he was talking about that, and the fact that I told him that she cleans her room on Sundays, and I don't care about any other day of the week because that's her space and she knows where everything is. And as long as it's clean at least twice a week, mostly Sunday, as long as it's clean at least that day, I'm fine with it. And he's like, new parenting. Parents back in the day were ready to beat their children for everything, okay? I am not that parent. I don't want to put hands on my kids because that doesn't seem right to me. I'm going to strong arm you into doing what I want. I want you to fear me so that, later on in life, you have this disdain for me. No, thank you. So yeah, new parenting. I'm here for it. Let's go. I don't mind like when they're little and you pop their hand and tell them no when they're touching something like, an outlet or something hot or a TV or something like that. But as I get older, no, I'm not going to spank my kids, or anything like that. So yeah, Pawpaw's just going to have to deal with that. Anyways, so Saturday comes and I have a surprise. Like I said, I have a surprise that's coming on Wednesday, and it came in and it had been circling the town close to us for 7 days. And I was getting irritated because I was like, I just want the goddamn package. And finally it gets here on Saturday. Maggie's super excited. She's like, Mommy, can I hold it while I get my tooth pulled? And I was like, sure. And, so she's sitting there. And she grabs hold of the package and she holds on to it. And she's like, Daddy, I'm ready. I'm brave enough for you to pull my tooth. Well, Mr. Coffee goes to pull her tooth and he was successfully able to get it out. Now, he feels bad because she got a little bit of a blood blister right where the tooth was. I think it was still a little bit attached to the nerve because she said it hurt a little bit more than normal. And Saturday when he went out to go get groceries and stuff, I was like, hey, swing by the ATM. If you know, you know. And he's like, oh, okay. And so he swings by the ATM. And the last time she had a tooth pulled, she goes, Mom, I think the tooth fairy forgot about me. And I'm like, nobody could ever forget about you, Tootsie. What do you mean? And she's like, they never took my tooth. And I was like, why would they want to? And she's like, because it's a tooth fairy. I'm like, oh. Again, I don't do teeth. I find it the most disgusting thing. So when she said it, I was like, oh, snap. Yeah, your tooth. Maybe they got caught in the snowstorm. And she goes, you're right. Maybe they couldn't fly because it was, and then she starts coming up with all these stories, and I'm like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. So then when he got the second tooth out on Saturday, he was like, right as I go to lay down and go to bed, I'm like, oh crap, the tooth fairy. And Mr. Coffee's like, oh yeah. And I was like, did you stop by the ATM? He goes, yeah. Y'all, why'd my guy pull out a 20 talking about you got change? Do I got, what kind of one? I don't, having money out in my bedroom makes it look like a suspicious situation. Like if my window was open and they saw my husband handing me $20 bills in our bedroom after already seeing me previously that day with a tripod pointed at my bed, I'm pretty sure my neighbors would have a lot of questions for me, okay? They should mind their business, but they would have a lot of questions for me. So I'm like, I feel icky when you give me money in the room. And he's like, well, you want me to stand in the hallway and give it to you? And I was like, Would you? And he's like, just take this money. And I was like, okay, wait. How? I'm not giving her this whole thing. And we sat there and fussed for a few minutes because what am I supposed to do? I don't have change. Do you carry cash? I don't carry cash. That's not a thing that I do. Because why? Because I will lose it. I will lose it. Can I tell you how many times I've lost a $100 bill? And I have no clue to this day where they got off to. Probably at least 5 of them. At least 5 of them that I've lost. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Thank you, though. I should probably not carry cash anymore and just keep everything on my card, which is what I do. So, long story short, she ends up getting the $20 bill. And then yesterday she throws a fit because I wouldn't let her borrow a pair of scissors because she lost hers. And so because I wouldn't let her borrow the scissors, she got upset, went upstairs and started tearing up paper. Well, when she was tearing up paper, she saw that $20 bill and went, you know what I could do? I could tear up this $20 bill. Now, Maggie is still learning the value of money and what it means to have money and take care of money. And she ripped the 20 into 3 pieces. And I was like, rip my heart into pieces. This is my last resort. And Mr. Coffee's like, did you just sing that as she ripped that in half? And I'm like, technically she ripped it into pieces, but, you know, half is half. And I was like, I couldn't help myself. It's the first thing I had thought that came to my head. And he's like, aren't you upset? I'm like, not really. That's her $20 bill. I don't give a crap what she does with it. That's her business. And she's like, well, I wanted to buy something. I'm like, well, you can't buy anything if you're tearing it up. And I'm like, I don't even know why you ripping it up and getting an attitude for. I already told you I'm not giving you any more scissors. So Maggie is getting into her crafty bug, okay? And it's in a weird way. So I have this friend over on Twitch. Her name is Bella Beauty and the Beasts. And Beauty does body art. And when Maggie found out that there are people out there that actually do body art on themselves, she was so super excited because Maggie has always been one of those kids that likes to draw on herself. And so Maggie took it upon herself to take a marker because she's not allowed to have paint because it's Maggie. She took it upon herself to take a marker and essentially mark all over herself. And I'm like, ma'am, hello, excuse me, why? And she's like, Mommy, I saw Beauty do a new body paint. And I was like, you saw her do it? Now take it. I had watched Beauty that day. And she's just this lovely, lovely person from over on Twitch. And again, they do body art. And so because I watch a variety of different artists, she's one of my favorite body artists to watch. And if you don't know what a body artist is, they, instead of drawing on paper and coloring it on paper, they do cosplays with paint on their body. And when Maggie found out that there are people out there that do this for a living, she was over the moon because the number of times Mommy has had to tell her to stop coloring on herself is ridiculous. And so I was like, okay, you saw Beauty put body paint on. And she's like, well, yeah. And I was like, okay, so what does that mean? She's like, nothing. Okay, I didn't think anything of it because I'm thinking, well, she doesn't have any paint, so what's she going to do? Like, you don't have any paint. Well, she showed me what she's going to do. Luckily, the markers she used were cheap markers. She took a pack of the markers and colored all over her face and her neck and her chest, trying to draw Mojo Jojo. Now, that is one of the latest things from Beauty over on Twitch is she did a body paint of Mojo Jojo. So Maggie loves Mojo Jojo, and so she decided she was going to be Mojo Jojo. So she took the cheap markers and colored all over herself. She didn't do too bad of a job, not gonna lie. But when she came down stairs, she scared the living crap out of me. And I was like, no, ma'am. Ma'am, no, please, Jesus. So she is getting into her crafty bug where she likes to do body art. So what I've decided to do was I am going to, on Saturday nights after I'm done streaming, we are going to have little body art sessions. Now, I'm not doing body art, but I'm going to let her do body art so that she Sorry, I tried to stop it before Daisy started barking. But I'm going to let her do body art under supervision on Saturdays. And then maybe if she, you know, would like to share, and I'm only going to show her face, obviously. But if she would like to share what she did body art wise, maybe I'll let her. All right, I wanted to change the colors. So I don't want to discourage her from doing art however she would like to do it. I do want to supervise it though, so she's not like eating paint. So yeah, it's been that type of weekend at the coffee house. But other than that, I've been just mentally just going through it. And like I said, I know it's a phase and I know it'll go away. It happens every once in a while. It comes in waves, so it'll come and go, and I'll be super happy tonight. So tonight, one of my favorite games has an update, which I literally just got the notification that I think it's done. It has an update, and I'm going to go check out this update, and we're going to be streaming over on Twitch. Do keep in mind that if you were the lucky winner from last week's giveaway, feel free to respond to your comment and then follow the instructions in the comment, because we are going to go through a vigorous verification process to make sure I'm sending it to who I'm supposed to be sending it to, so I don't get a message later saying that that wasn't the right person. So yeah, so that's really all I have for you today. I just wanted to finish up this last little bit of this calendar with you guys, just so that I had some progress with you. You'll see a time lapse of the full thing, or at least most of it, on YouTube soon. I will have a surprise video up for you. And like I said, it's not anything craft related for this surprise. It's not a stuffed animal, so don't get too excited. It's not a stuffed animal. It's something that you can use. You can try guessing down in the comment section, I guess. Try guessing what this item is. If you are one of the 4 people that actually knows what it is, don't say nothing. But with that said, folks, I think that is it for me today, and that is the last drill on this one. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning up and everything with this kit, but here you have it. That is the February design from Diamond Art Club's calendar. Isn't it adorable? I love it. We'll be back again with the calendar towards the end of February to do the March side. And so with that said, I must now bid you adieu, but not before reminding you that it's hard out here in these crafty streets. Please stay safe and always remember to be kind to others, because you never know what somebody else is going through. Be courteous because it's the right thing to do, and always stay cool. And whether I see you in YouTube land or I see you on Twitch, either way, I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys.